Hello, and welcome back to Crazy Cool Gaming. It's been a minute, but I have had one goal since the start of the school year, and that would have been to upload at least 10 videos, so here we are. But today, we'll be talking about one of the most underrated games in the Mario Tennis franchise, being Mario's Tennis 64. First off, I'd like to share a little bit of history about the game. Mario Tennis 64 was the first 3D tennis entry in the series, and its physics and gameplay were phenomenal at the time. It was first developed by Camelot and Nintendo to debut July 21st, 2000, and subsequently debut in North America August 28th, 2000. Ever since its launch, it has been persistently acclaimed for its player-friendly atmosphere and revolutionary advancements in the way tennis was played online. In fact, a critic from IGN, Matt Casamacia, goes on to say, and I quote, "Mario Tennis delivers a solid single-player experience with lots of hidden secrets to keep you coming back for more. But it's the title's unsurpassed multiplayer experience that immortalizes it as one of the best games you can get for your Nintendo 64. Now onto the specific features that rival other Mario Tennis games. Mario Tennis provides a wide amount of characters to choose from at its launch, but now it gets ridiculed by the wider roster of characters seen later on. However, in Mario Tennis' 64 adaptation of its players, it adds a lot more balance to each player type, which ensures your competition is completely beatable. It's just down to raw skill. I'd also like to compare technically the latest entry in the series, Mario Tennis Aces, to the Mario Tennis 64 that I find slightly worse and better. For one, this is a nitpicky observation, but I believe it demonstrates a key lack of what made Mario Tennis 64 so much fun. It simply removed the option to compete in doubles for tournaments. They straight up removed this option. Now I know this doesn't seem like a huge thing, but this is what I found most fun about Mario Tennis 64. Secondly, I'd like to also highlight that the newest entry has something called an energy meter, which I believe inhibits the player from exerting their raw skill and winning that way. Picture this. You're about to make a game-winning shot, and the other player's on the complete other side, and there's no other way that they could get to the ball. This would be the case in Mario Tennis 64, but then he simply goes into slow motion and hits the ball back at you. All that energy is for nothing. Not literally. Going back to the energy system introduced in Mario Tennis Aces, it simply requires a much more in-depth way to play the game that takes away from the whole point of playing tennis. Like I mentioned earlier, it prevents you from making shots that should end the player's match, but with just an ounce of reaction time, you can simply bypass this factor that made the original 3D title so much fun. To add on to this, it isn't simply a fun party game for people just to have fun, where everyone could pick up the game and simply play, but instead it's a game about discovering hidden mechanics that makes it so incredibly broken. However, on the contrary, there's some things that I envy from Mario Tennis Aces. One of these being online play. I feel like it's such a neat adaptation that should have been brought to the Nintendo 64. I understand that the technology was limited at the time, but it would have been neat if they kept the same simple elements and principles as a re-release, potentially after those coming years of the release. This way, players' skills from across the world could be properly demonstrated for many to see. In conclusion, though old, Mario Tennis 64 holds up excellently to this day. Its mechanics, though a bit clunky, are still worth recognizing, not just for the time, but for the present as well. Thank you so much for joining, and this has been Crazy Cool Gaming.